I'm sweeping up the dust from the bedroom floor, right where you slammed the heavy wooden door. A shattered picture frame of broken glass, just more casualties of a love that didn't last. I try to glue the fragments back in place, but a jagged line runs right across your face. It's funny how the things that used to shine can cut you deep enough to draw a line. And I'm walking on the broken pieces of us, sweeping up the ruins of a lifetime of trust. Every sharp edge is a word that we said, bleeding out the memories inside of my head. I try to pick them up, but they're too sharp to hold, left out in the bitter and the biting cold. Yeah, the picture shattered and the mirror is dust, and I'm bleeding from the broken pieces of us. I found your silver bracelet on the kitchen sink. It made me stop, it made me start to think about the night we swore we'd never fall apart. Now it's just a weapon aimed right at my heart. The neighbors think I finally lost my mind, tracing all the shadows that you left behind. A home shouldn't feel like a war zone when you leave, but I'm still choking on the air I try to breathe. 'Cause I'm walking on the broken pieces of us, sweeping up the ruins of a lifetime of trust. Every sharp edge is a word that we said, bleeding out the memories inside of my head. I try to pick them up, but they're too sharp to hold, left out in the bitter and the biting cold. Yeah, the picture shattered and the mirror is dust, and I'm bleeding from the broken pieces of us. Can you glue a heart back when it's smashed to the ground? Can you find the love that we no longer found? Or are we just a mess that the wind blows away? Nothing but a casualty of yesterday. You're nothing but dust. Now I'm screaming at the broken pieces of us, throwing out the ruins of a lifetime of trust. Every single ledge is a promise you broke, leaving me to suffocate inside of the smoke. I try to pick them up, but they're too sharp to hold. You left me in the dark, so detached and so cold. Yeah, the palace that we built has turned into dust, and I'm dying in the broken pieces of us. Nothing left to say, nothing left to sweep, just a bedroom floor and a promise I couldn't keep. Yeah, look at what we did, broken pieces of us, just pieces of us. I lean my head against the cold window glass, watching the shadows of the utility poles pass. The afternoon light is beginning to drain, leaving a dull, familiar kind of stain. The horizon stretches out flat and unkind, mirroring the barren landscape over my mind. There's no storm brewing, no lightning in sight, just a vast featureless approach of the night. And it's an empty sky and an empty heart, two hollow spaces tearing me apart. Not a single cloud, not a single trace of the beautiful warmth that used to fill this place. The world is wide open, a terrifying view, a massive expanse that is missing you. Yeah, there's nothing above and there's nothing inside, just a lonely horizon where the promises die. Where the promises die. I open the back door and step on the lawn, looking for a sign that the pressure is gone. But the blue overhead is so clinical and clean, the coldest damn canvas that I've ever seen. It doesn't care that I'm falling to pieces, it doesn't care as the silence increases. It's just an endless ceiling of beautiful air, staring straight down in my quiet despair. 'Cause it's an empty sky and an empty heart, two hollow spaces tearing me apart. Not a single cloud, not a single trace of the beautiful warmth that used to fill this place. The world is wide open, a terrifying view, a massive expanse that is missing you. Yeah, there's nothing above and there's nothing inside, just a lonely horizon where the promises die. If the sky had some color, if my heart had some pain, at least I feel the rushing of the emotional rain. But it's just a blank slate, a perpetual void, the quiet aftermath of a love we destroyed. Nothing left to see. Shadow to hide, the sun slips away, the twilight turns gray, a flawless vacuum at the end of the day. Yeah. Look at the stars, they don't provide a spark, just an empty sky and an empty heart. I'm standing on the platform where we used to meet, watching the city move beneath my heavy feet. The train arrives on time, the doors are sliding wide, but there's a wall of glass keeping me outside. You're sitting by the window, looking at your phone, surrounded by a crowd, but completely on your own. I reach to wave hello, I try to catch your eye, but I'm just part of the scenery slipping quickly by. And I'm falling out of your world, drifting into space, becoming just a shadow that you can easily erase. I used to be the gravity that held your feet to earth. Now I'm just a question mark, wondering what I'm worth. The atmosphere is changing, the air is getting thin. I don't know where your life ends and where I should begin. Yeah, the gravity has broken, the flags have all unfurled, and I'm just floating helpless, falling out of your world. I walked past your apartment late the other night. The kitchen window cast a brand new kind of light. There were different curtains hanging where I was used to be, a different pair of shoes where you'd welcome me. It's terrifying how the world just rearranges lines, moving on from history, leaving behind the signs. I used to know the rhythm of every single breath. Now I'm just an extra in the story of your death. 'Cause I'm falling out of your world, drifting into space, becoming just a shadow that you can easily erase. I used to be the gravity that held your feet to earth. Now I'm just a question mark, wondering what I'm worth. The atmosphere is changing, the air is getting thin. I don't know where your life ends and where I should begin. Yeah, the gravity has broken, the flags have all unfurled, and I'm just floating helpless, falling out of your world. Are you lighter now that you've dropped my heavy heart? Is it easier to breathe now that we're a world apart? Because I'm suffocating in the quiet of the dark, looking for a planet that still has a single spark, but there's nothing left but cold. I'm falling out of your world, crashing through the sky, a burning piece of starlight that you watched pass on by. I used to be the center of everything you knew. Now I'm just a stranger who is screaming after you. The atmosphere is frozen, the colors start to fade. I'm losing all the ground from the promises we made. Yeah, the anchor has been severed, the orbit has been twirled, and I am letting go now, falling out of your world. No signal on the radio, the screen goes completely black, just a lonely satellite that isn't coming back. Yeah, I'm gone, falling out of your world, out of your world. I passed your mom at the grocery store, the same one we used to buy ice cream for. She looked right through me, then she looked away, like she couldn't remember what she wanted to say. It's crazy how fast a whole family can fade, from the center of photos to a ghost in the shade. I used to have a seat at your holiday table. Now I'm just a name that you erased from the label. Cause I became a stranger in the blink of an eye, turned into a question mark, a passing goodbye. From knowing every secret in the way that you sleep, to a face in the crowd that you don't care to keep. Yeah, we built a whole life just to watch it unread. Now I'm just a ghost living inside of your head. It's a heavy kind of heartbreak when you finally see I became a stranger to the one who made me. I saw you out with your friends on the pier, laughing at something I couldn't quite hear. I started to walk over, started to smile, but I stopped in my tracks and I stood there a while. You caught my eye for a second or two, but there wasn't a spark of the person I knew. Just a polite little nod, like you would give to a clerk. God, it's the quietest cuts that leave the most hurt. Cause I became a stranger in the blink of an eye, turned into a question mark, a passing goodbye. From knowing every secret in the way that you sleep, to a face in the crowd that you don't care to keep. Yeah, we built a whole life just to watch it unread. Now I'm just a ghost living inside of your head. It's a heavy kind of heartbreak when you finally see I became a stranger to the one who made me. How do we go from I can't live without you to deleting the photos and the stories about you? How do two people who share the same bed become an anomaly that the other one just, yeah, just an anomaly. I became a stranger to the one who made me. Just a guy, girl, just a face you used to know, an extra in the movie of a life you had to show. Yeah, you look right through me. I became a stranger, a stranger. I breathe your goodbye. The front door clicked, the lock turned slow, and just like that you turned to go. You didn't scream, you didn't cry, you didn't even look me in the eye. But the air you left behind is thick and heavy, like a broken dam when the river's steady. Now every inhale is a battleground in this empty house where there is no sound. And I breathe your goodbye with every single breath, sucking in the cold, tasting the death of every little dream that we used to hold before the summer turned so bitter and cold. It's filling up my lungs, it's choking my chest. best. I try to hold my breath just to keep you inside, but I'm suffocating as I breathe your goodbye. Into the kitchen to clear the space, but the fog of your absence is all over the place. Your signature scent is still hanging around, mixed with the dust that settles on the ground. It's a cruel kind of oxygen, a beautiful poison, like trying to live while the world is capsizing. I draw it all in, though it tears me apart. A slow motion panic attack in my heart, 'cause I breathe you goodbye with every single breath, sucking in the cold, tasting the death of every little dream that we used to hold before the summer turned so bitter and cold. It's filling up my lungs, it's choking my chest, a toxic reminder that you love me best. I try to hold my breath just to keep you inside, but I'm suffocating as I breathe your goodbye. They say just take it one breath at a time, but how do I breathe when the air isn't mine? Every gasp is a memory, every sigh is a ghost, screaming for the person that I miss the most. Yeah, I'm gasping for air. I breathe your goodbye. The air goes completely still, the room turns to ice, just a final exhale of a compromised life. Yeah, I let it out, but I still breathe your goodbye. I breathe your goodbye. I breathe your goodbye. I click select all on the folder of us, my hand on the mouse shaking with the rush. 5,000 pictures of a life we designed, ready to vanish with a click of a line. The prompt popped up asking, are you sure? A final checkpoint for a love so pure. I pressed down hard on the delete key, but the screen just froze, staring back at me. 'Cause I can't erase you, no matter the code. The system is jammed on this broken road. I can wipe the hard drive, throw out the keys, and drop the memory cards into the seas. But you're burning the pixels, you're wide in the space, a permanent glitch that I cannot replace. Yeah, I'm clearing the cache, but the ghost stays true. God help me, baby, I can't erase you. I can't erase you. painted the bedroom a dark shade of gray to cover the shadows where we used to lay. But the smell of the paint only brings back the night we spilled the white primer under dim kitchen light. Every single attempt to cross out your name just highlights the script and rekindles the flame. 'Cause I can't erase you, no matter the code. The system is jammed on this broken road. I can wipe the hard drive, throw out the keys, and drop the memory cards into the seas. But you're burning the pixels, you're widen the space, a permanent glitch that I cannot replace. Yeah, I'm clearing the cache, but the glow stays true. God help me, baby, I can't erase you. Is there a factory reset for a bleeding heart? A way to return to before the first start? Because my mind keeps restoring the files I destroy, rebuilding the girl and replaying the joy. It won't let you go. Code 44. The screen goes to black, but your face is the reflection, looking right back. Yeah, I tried to delete, but you stay true. I can't erase you, can't erase you. I lost myself. I used to know the rhythm of my own 2 feet before I traded them to make your world complete. I had a favorite color, had a point of view, but I bleached it out to paint a prettier picture for you. You like the quiet, so I turned on my sound. You like the straight line, so I flattened my ground. Now I look in the mirror at the stranger I see, and I can't find a single solitary trace of me. 'Cause I lost myself loving you, gave it all away, piece by tiny piece, day by painful day. I built you a castle out of my own bones, and now I'm just a ghost sitting on your throne. I forgot how to breathe without checking with your lungs, speaking all your phrases, twisting up our tongues. Yeah, you kept your colors while mine turned to blue. God help me, baby, I lost myself loving you. I lost myself. My friends call me up, ask me where I've been, say they haven't seen my real smile since God knows when. I make up an excuse, say I'm doing just fine, while I'm drowning in the shadow of your borderline. I don't even know what I want for breakfast anymore, or what kind of music I should play behind the door. I became the perfect echo to your every single word, the most beautiful invisible thing you've ever heard. 'Cause I lost myself loving you, gave it all away, piece by tiny piece, day by painful day. I built you a castle out of my own bones, and now I'm just a ghost sitting on your throne. I forgot how to breathe while mine turned to blue. God help me, baby, I lost myself loving you. Is it love if you disappear into the open air? Is it love if you look around and you aren't even there? I minimized my soul just to fit inside your hand, and ended up a stranger in my own damn land. I vanished into you. A blank slate where a life used to run. Yeah, look at what you did. Look at what I let you do. I lost myself. I lost myself loving you. It didn't happen on a Tuesday with a dramatic fight. It wasn't a sudden blackout in the middle of the night. We didn't slam the doors or scream until our throats were sore. We just slowly stopped holding hands when walking to the store. The distance grew in millimeters, day by painful day. A little less to talk about, a little less to say. I watched the ocean pull you back an inch with every wave, and I couldn't find a single word that was strong enough to say. 'Cause I lost you slowly, like the fading of the sun. A quiet automation of love that was undone. No sirens in the distance, no sudden crash or break, just a million tiny compromises I didn't know we'd make. You didn't pack your bags and run, you didn't leave a note. You just drifted out to sea while I was left to float. Yeah, the saddest part of letting go is realizing it's holy. I didn't lose you all at once, I lost you slowly. Your laughter used to fill the room, a loud and brilliant spark. Then it turned into a pull-out smile that left me in the dark. We started sleeping back to back, a mountain in the bed, living with the heavy ghosts of things we never said. I saw the text you answered late, the way you hid the screen, the subtle shift in territory everywhere we've been. It hurts much worse to watch a fire turn to freezing gray than to have somebody blow it out and walk away. 'Cause I lost you slowly, like the fading of the sun. A quiet automation of love that was undone. No sirens in the distance, no sudden crash or break, just a million tiny compromises I didn't our favorite star. But how do you heal a wound that took a year to bleed? How do you say goodbye to someone who slowly disagreed? With every single sunrise, you were further away. Stayed inside the frame, but you forgot the melody when you whispered my name. Yeah, the hardest part of bleeding now is when it happens wholly. I didn't lose you all at once, I lost you slowly. Just a gradual erosion, turning of a page, a silent empty theater when the actors leave the stage. Yeah, you slipped right through my fingers, I lost you slowly, so slowly. I didn't just dip my toes in the edge of your stream. I dove from the cliffside right into the dream. I didn't just listen to the words that you spoke. I breathed in your atmosphere until I started to choke. They warned me the pressure gets heavy down low, that the light starts to fade where the deep currents flow. But I threw off the tether, I unscrewed the weight, and sank like a stone to the floor of our fate. 'Cause I loved you too deep, past the safety of shore, where the surface completely dissolves evermore. I swam past the markers, the warnings, the lines, and buried my soul in your darkest designs. Now the decompression is tearing me up, drowning in the remnants of a shattered gold cup. Yeah, they told me to paddle, they told me to sleep, but God help me, baby, I loved you too deep. I loved you too deep. The light from the sun cannot reach where I am, stuck in the wreckage of a broken down dam. I'm looking for oxygen, looking for air, but I only find shadows of you everywhere. Other people have tried to pull me back to the light, to drop down a line in the middle of the night, but my lungs have adapted to the weight of your sea. And the open blue sky feels like prison to me. 'Cause I loved you too deep, past the safety of shore, where the surface completely dissolves evermore. I swam past the markers, the warnings, the lines, and buried my soul in your darkest designs. Now the decompression is tearing me up, drowning in the remnants of a shattered gold cup. Yeah, they told me to paddle, they told me to sleep, but God help me, baby, I loved you too deep. They say there's a limit to suffocating here in your cold ocean gray. No emergency tank, no view of the sky, just a silent descent and a watery goodbye. Yeah, look at the abyss, the darkness stays true. I loved you too deep, I'm still drowning in you. I look at you across the dinner table, trying to connect the wire, but I'm unable. You wear the same jacket, you have the same eyes, but everything else is a brilliant disguise. You used to laugh until your shoulders would shake, and plan out the mornings we'd happily make. Now you just stare at the screen in your hand, like a tourist stuck in an unmapped land. And I don't miss the ending, and I don't miss the fight, I don't miss the silence that kept us up at night. I'm standing right here, but I'm completely alone, looking at a stranger who is sitting on the throne. You didn't walk out, no, you stayed in the room, but you let the color fade right out of the bloom. I'm not crying for the way that we blurred, I just miss who you were. Yeah, I miss who you were. We used to talk about the universe at 3 in the morning. Now we don't even give a weather warning. You look right through me like I'm made of glass, just a shadow of a phase you needed to pass. I found an old voicemail from 3 years ago. Your voice was so warm, full of a familiar glow. I played it 3 times just to remember the sound of the person I loved before they went underground. 'Cause I don't miss the ending, and I don't miss the fight, I don't miss the silence that kept us up at night. I'm standing right here, but I'm completely alone, looking at a stranger who is sitting on the throne. You didn't walk out, no, you stayed in the room, but you let the color fade right out of the bloom. I'm not crying for the way that we blurred, I just miss who you are. It's a different kind of morning when the body's still there, when I can reach out and touch your stout hair, but the soul of the thing has drifted away, leaving a statue made of cold, heavy clay. Where did you go? God, I don't miss the drama, and I don't miss the sting. I don't miss the bitterness that tomorrow would bring, but I'm standing right here, completely undone, looking at the shadow of our setting sun. You didn't walk out, you just gave up the ghost and killed the version of you that I love the most. I'm not screaming at the ways we got blurred, I just miss who you were. You're still in the room, but you're already gone, just a phantom waiting for the break of the dawn. Yeah, I'm looking right at you, but I miss who you were. The apartment is quiet, the shadows are long. I'm sitting here humming a forgotten song. I went to the closet to grab my old coat and found an old receipt with a note that you wrote. Before I could stop it, before I could think, before my cold eyes even started to blink, the habit took over, the muscle returned, and I threw out a phrase that I should have unlearned. 'Cause I still call your name when the room gets too dark, hoping for echoes or a beautiful spark. It slips past my teeth when I'm lonely or tired, a reflex from when we were completely inspired. The syllables shatter, they fall to the floor. Remind me you don't live around here anymore. Yeah, the silence that follows is a heavy price to pay, but I still call your name. At the end of the day, I still call your name. I walked to the corner to get some fresh air, and swear for a second I saw your dark hair. I started to shout it, your name on my tongue, just like we used to when the evening was young. But I choked on the sound, turned it into a cough, as a couple of strangers just stared and walked off. It's a ghost in my throat, a ghost in my chest, a word that refuses to be put to rest. 'Cause I still call your name when the room gets too dark, hoping for echoes or a beautiful spark. It slips past my teeth when I'm lonely or tired, a reflex from when we were completely inspired. The syllables shatter, they fall to the floor, and remind me you don't live around here anymore. Yeah, the silence that follows is a heavy price to pay, but I still call your name. At the end of the day, it's just 5 little letters, a simple design, but it used to mean home when your future was mine. Now it's a trespass, a boundary I break, the ultimate habit that I cannot shake. I whisper it into the void. Still call your name as the memories fade. Just a phantom sound vibrating the air, a call to a person who's no longer there. Yeah, the house is empty, the fire is tame, but I still call your name. I still call your name. I close my eyes and the timeline resets, wiping away all the heavy regrets. a soft golden blur, and I'm tangled up in the way that we were. We're laughing out loud in the keys of the kitchen. No broken down parts, no structural friction. I reach out to touch you, you're solid and real, before we forgot how to actually feel. 'Cause I still dream of us in the vibrant display, before all the colors were bleached in a gray. We're running through summers that never quite end, with a beautiful future we don't have to defend. The script is rewritten, the ending is kind, in the custom-built theater inside of my mind. Yeah, the morning arrives and it tears me in two, but I still dream of us when the daylight is through. I still dream of us. In the waking world I'm doing just fine. I keep my behavior strictly in line. I don't look at your pictures or visit our street. I follow the rhythm of my own 2 feet. But the subconscious mind is a rebel tonight. It refuses to play by the rules of the light. It builds you a kingdom out of the debris, and forces a ghost to slow dance with me. 'Cause I still dream of us in the vibrant display, before all the colors were bleached in a gray. We're running through summers that never quite end, with a beautiful future we don't have to defend. The script is rewritten, the ending is kind, in the custom-built theater inside of my mind. Yeah, the morning arrives and it tears me in two, but I still dream of us when the daylight is through. It's a merciful lie that the darkness will tell, the perfect escape from this hollowed out shell. For 8 little hours the damage is gone, and we're holding hands on a beautiful lawn before the alarm starts to sound. Leaves me alone with the memory of you. The illusion dissolves, the fantasy fades. The daylight is pulling up all of the shades. Yeah, look at the room, the ceiling is bare, but I still dream of us when you were still there. I'm sitting in the quiet of this empty room, watching the shadows dance across the moon. The coffee's getting cold in your favorite cup, and I'm still waiting for the front door to light up. They say that time heals, but time's just a ghost, moving through the spaces where we used to be close. I try to shut my eyes, try to block out the spark, but the silence is so loud when it's this dark. 'Cause 'Cause I still hear us laughing in the kitchen late at night. I still hear us fighting just to make it feel right. I hear your whisper in the static of the breeze, whispering promises you didn't mean to keep. Every memory's an echo that I can't outrun, living in the shadow of a love that is done. The world has moved on, but I'm still stuck in the rust. Everywhere I go, I still hear us. Found a note you left inside my old coat pocket, a little piece of forever. Now I can't unlock it. Your handwriting fades, but the sting stays the same. It's funny how a heartbeat can sound like a name. I walked past the cafe where we first caught fire. Now it's just rain on a telephone wire. I look at my hands and they feel so bare, reaching for a ghost that's no longer there. 'Cause I still hear us laughing in the kitchen late at night. I still hear us fighting just to make it feel right. I hear your whisper in the static of the breeze, whispering promises you didn't mean to keep. Every memory's an echo that I can't outrun, living in the shadow of a love that is done. The world has moved on, but I'm still stuck in the rust. Everywhere I go, I still hear us. Is it beautiful or cruel that you're still in my head, repeating every single word that we ever said? I'm screaming at the walls, begging them to sleep, but the ghosts in this house run way too deep. Yeah, they run too deep. Cause I still hear us laughing in the kitchen late at night. I still hear us fighting just to make it feel right. I hear your whisper in the static of the breeze. God, those promises you didn't mean to keep. Every memory's an echo that I can't outrun. I'm still bleeding from the love that is done. The world has moved on, left me here in the dust. Everywhere I go, I still hear us. Static fades out, the room goes cold, just an echo of a story we never finished telling. Yeah, I still hear us. I still hear us. I still hear us. I kept your number saved under a different name, thinking if I didn't look I wouldn't feel the blame. I practiced what to say 1,000 times or more, standing right outside your old apartment door. But the seasons changed while I was playing dumb, waiting for a perfect day that would never come. I thought time was a river that would hold its breath, but it rushed right past and left me here to fret. 'Cause I waited too late to tell you the truth. I held on to my pride be there when the smoke finally cleared. But you found the love that I always had feared. Now I'm holding a speech that you'll never hear spoken, with a handful of promises already broken. Yeah, the clock kept on ticking while I hesitated, and I reached for your hand just a little too late. I saw you yesterday down on Grand Avenue. There was somebody else holding on to you. You look so at peace, like the storm had passed by, and you didn't have tears left to cry in your eyes. I almost called out, almost made a scene, but I saw the ring where my ring should have been. It's a heavy kind of silence when you realize you're nothing but a stranger in their happy eyes. 'Cause I waited too late to tell you the truth. Never you spoken, with a handful of promises already broken. Yeah, the clock kept on ticking while I hesitated, and I reached for your hand just a little too late. If I said it back then, would it change where we are? Will we still be a wreck or a beautiful star? But the what if's a ghost that just on my own head, living inside of the words I never said. Yeah, the words I never said. Spoken, standing alone with a heart that is broken. Yeah, the clock kept on ticking while I hesitated, and I loved you to pieces just a little too late. The taillights fade out in the rain, nothing left but the ghost of the pain. Yeah, I missed the train, waited too late, too late. I didn't blink because I didn't want to miss the exact moment that we went from that to this. You were standing by the counter holding on to your cup, and I could feel the space between us freezing right up. No one tore the pages out, no one burned the book. It was just a shifting weight in the way that you looked, a hairline fracture in the porcelain plate, and both of us just standing there accepting our fate. And I watched us break in absolute slow motion, like a quiet wave collapsing on a dead-end ocean. There was no sudden crash, crash, no shattering sound, just the steady giving way of our common ground. I saw the light go out behind your beautiful eyes, a silent surrender under compromised skies. Yeah, I didn't run, and I didn't cry out for a sake. I just stood right there, and I watched us break. Your hand was on the table just an inch from mine, but it felt like a border at the end of the line. I watched your fingers twitch, heard your breathing go shallow, two people turning into a historical shadow. We didn't even try to reach across the divide, we just let the cold water pull us under the tide. It's a helpless kind of torture when you clearly can see the end, but you don't have the strength left to try and defend. 'Cause I watched us break in absolute slow motion, like a quiet wave collapsing on a dead-end ocean. There was no sudden crash, no shattering sound, just the steady giving way of our common ground. I saw the light go out behind your beautiful eyes, a silent surrender under compromised skies. Yeah, I didn't run, and I didn't cry out for a sake. I just stood right there, and I watched us break. Usually a mirror makes a sound when it cracks, usually a train leaves a mark on the tracks, but we fell apart like a castle of sand, slipping so quietly right out of our hands without a single warning. There was no mistake left to make. I just stood in the ruins, and I watched us break. The final thread snaps, the room goes completely still, a quiet demolition on a lonely hill. Yeah, it's over now. I watched us break, watched us break. Watched us break. Left it at that. I stood on the edge of the old wooden pier. The evening was cold and the water was clear. You stepped on a boat made of twilight and mist, with the ghost of a smile that I couldn't resist. I didn't call out and you didn't look back, as the shoreline dissolved into deep indigo and black. No anchors were thrown and no engines were fired, just a slow, quiet parting that the current desired. And I watched you drift away into the great unknown, a beautiful speck in the ocean alone. The distance kept back to town through the damp evening air, and noticed the quiet was deep everywhere. The street lights were flickering clinical blue, casting long shadows that used to be two. We spent so many years trying to tie down the sails to survive all the storms and the heavy sea gales. But it wasn't the tempest that tore us apart, it was just a slow current that captured your heart. 'Cause I watched you drift away into the great unknown, a beautiful speck in the ocean alone. The distance kept growing, the image grew small, until there was nothing but water and a wall. No flags in the air, no smoke on the sea, just the slow, steady fading of you and of me. Yeah, I reached for the horizon, but the air was too cold, and I watched you drift away from the life we foretold. It's a strange kind of grief when there's nobody to blame, when the map stays the same but you lose the whole game. You didn't run fast and you didn't quite flee, you just let the tide take you far out to sea, losing you inch by inch. Gotta watch you drift away out into the gray, carrying the pieces of my yesterday. The distance is massive, the vision is gone, while the heavy Atlantic just carries us on. No sirens are wailing, no emergency spark, just a quiet departure right into the dark. I'm standing alone where the wooden planks break, drowning in the ripples that your boat had to make. No sudden goodbye, no crash on the shore, just an empty horizon where you were before. Yeah, look at the water, the surface is flat. I watched you drift away and left it at that. I look in the mirror at the start of the day, and I see the expressions you left when you went away. The way that I shrug when I don't wanna fight, the way that I stare out the window at night. It's like you took over the lease on my frame, left the architecture but altered the name. I try to walk normal, I try to stand tall, but I'm just a shadow cast on your wall. 'Cause you didn't just leave, no, you sank in my skin. I don't even know where your habits begin. Every gesture I make, every word that I host is terrifying, baby. I'm made of your ghost, yeah, I'm made of your ghost. From my head to my toes, a living reminder of a door that you closed. You walked out the exit, but I got the worst. I'm just a body that you thoroughly cursed. Poured out a drink using your favorite glass, and caught myself waiting for the feeling to pass. I laughed at a joke with that sharp, cynical bite, the one that you use when you wanted to ignite. I'm acting out scripts that I didn't even write, replaying your drama in the middle of the night. It's a cruel kind of haunting, was I. 'Cause you didn't just leave, no, you sank in my skin. I don't even know where your habits begin. Every gesture I make, every word that I host is terrifying, baby. I'm made of your ghost, yeah, I'm made of your ghost. From my head to my toes, a living reminder of a door that you closed. You walked out the exit, but I got the worst. I'm just a body that you thoroughly cursed. Did you leave me a piece of your heavy mindset, or did I just mimic the parts I regret? I'm a walking collage of the things that we broke, choking to death on your residual smoke. I can't wash you. Hollowed out shell, a copy of you, doing the things that we used to do. Yeah, I look in the mirror and I see your ghost. I'm made of your ghost. Your ghost. Your ghost. They say that time is a healer, a medicine clean that washes the slate until the pages are green. But the calendar's lying, the seasons are fake. There isn't a shortcut for this kind of ache. I go through the motions, I put on the clothes, I follow the traffic where everyone goes. But under the armor, beneath the disguise, the truth is a shadow that never quite dies. 'Cause I'm still broken over you, shattered in place, a beautiful mess that I cannot erase. They see a survivor who's standing up tall, but I'm just a whisper against a brick wall. The cracks in the surface are starting to show, and I'm missing the pieces we lost long ago. Yeah, the world keeps on moving, it's turning to blue, but God help me, baby, I'm still broken over you. Still broken over you. I sat at a diner on 4th and Main Street and ordered the coffee to mimic the heat. The waitress was smiling, she asked how I've been, and I gave her the copy-paste answer again. But my hands started shaking when I reached for the salt, replaying the history, assigning the fault. It's a fragile existence when a simple bass line can trigger the wreck of your whole design. 'Cause I'm still broken over you, shattered in place, a beautiful mess that I cannot erase. They see a survivor who's standing up tall, but I'm just a whisper against a brick wall. The cracks in the surface are starting to show, and I'm missing the pieces quick fix, no sudden repair, just a hollowed out person in the freezing air. Yeah, look at the wreckage, it stays true. I'm still broken over you. I smile for the cameras, I play the whole part. I tell all our friends that I'm making a start. They see me out dancing, they think that I'm fine. They say that I'm healing with closure in time. But the second the headlights fade into the driveway, the armor just crumbles, the tears find their highway. I'm still locking the front door and checking the space where I used to wake up to the sight of your face. 'Cause I'm still not okay, no matter what I pretend. I'm still at the starting line, fighting the end. The world keeps on moving, the calendar turns, but deep in my chest the same wildfire burns. They look at my surface and think that I'm great, but if they look closer, I'm still not okay. I bought a new mattress to wash out your scent. We painted the kitchen where our Sundays were spent, but the walls are just plaster, the colors are cheap. They can't cover up all the secrets they keep. I still hear you laugh when the radio plays that bittersweet anthem from our golden days. It's a beautiful torment, a ghost in the air, to love someone fiercely who's no longer there. 'Cause I'm still not okay, no matter what I pretend. I'm still at the starting line, fighting the end. The world keeps on moving, the calendar turns, but deep in my chest the same wildfire burns. They look at my surface and think that I'm great, but if they look closer, I'm still not okay. Is there a deadline for washing the pain? A date when a heart stops absorbing the rain? Everyone's asking when I'll find someone new, but how do I move on when my anchor was you? My anchor was you. God, I'm still not okay. I'm tired of the lie. I'm tired of telling myself I won't cry. The world keeps on moving, the calendar turns, but right here in the ashes, the memory burns. They look at my surface and think that I'm great, but look at me breaking. I'm still not okay. No, I'm not okay. The lights are all down, just a boy, girl in the dark in an empty old town. Still missing you, decay. There was no shouting, no slamming of the door, no broken dishes shattered on the floor. The house didn't shake, the sky didn't fall. We just sat in the kitchen, staring at the wall. A slow motion crash that made no sound. We watched our kingdom burn into the ground. Without a match, without a flame, just the quiet erosion of a sacred name. I noticed it first in the way that you smiled. It didn't reach your eyes, it was forced and tied. And your hand in my hand felt light as a feather, like you were already gone, just waiting on the weather. We didn't notice the wind until the room went cold, holding on to a story that was already told. 'Cause love didn't leave with a bang or a fight. It didn't pack its bags in the middle of the night. It didn't scream out in anger or put up a fight. It just drifted away like a ghost in the light. No warning signs, no emergency sirens, just a beautiful thing turning slowly to iron. No, we didn't scream, we didn't cry. Love bled quietly and we just let it die. Now I'm washing the dishes you left in the sink, with too much time to just sit here and think. How does a fire turn completely to ash without a single spark or sudden flash? We bled out in drops, we bled out in days, lost in a foggy, indifferent maze. I keep looking for the moment it all went wrong, the specific line in our favorite song, the turning point, the fatal mistake. But there's nothing to fix and there's nothing to break. It was 1,000 small silences, a million cold turns, a slow burning fuse that nobody loves, until there's nothing left to say. Slowly to iron. God, we didn't scream, we didn't cry. Love bled quietly and we just let it die. Drip by drip, day by day, we watch the color just fade away. No final words, no grand goodbye. Love bled quietly and we just let it die.